Hello, ladies and gents. Romie Mojo here. Please like, comment, subscribe. Oh boy. Oh boy. How to Get Away with Murder is back. And you know, even though part of me felt like, all right, where's Wes? But clearly he's not a part of this. Maybe what we saw was just a vision. Maybe I blinked and I missed some stuff. It's perfectly fine. Maybe he'll just pop up in the end with Laurel. Who cares at this point? All we know is we have Frank and Bonnie trying to wrangle up what's left of the gang. Oliver is there at the police station because Michaela and Connor were arrested. They were arrested for the murder of Asher. We don't know who killed Asher. What we know is that in this episode, I'm not going scene for scene. In this episode, we basically see a bunch of foolishness. We see Angelina. Annalise, I was thinking of Jersey Shore. Annalise deciding, I am getting out of here, so I'm gone. Frank and Bonnie know Annalise, so they know realistically that she probably dipped herself. Isn't it bad how people can know you so well? It's like, oh, we're not going to freak out too much because she probably dipped. She probably dipped. And that leaves Connor and Michaela to hold down the fort, to not say anything while they're being questioned, while all these different things are being thrown at them. And it sucks because I said, Michaela looks a mess. That's the first thing I felt bad for. I said, oh no, we can't do Michaela like that. We cannot do Michaela like that. How dare us have Michaela on the screen looking like that? Then we see Annalise take off her wig. I said, okay. And we saw her little micro braids because now she has to, without the wig, without the lashes, the makeup, the lipstick, it's clearly still Annalise, but it's definitely a different person, just aesthetics wise. But thankfully, when Annalise takes off all her stuff, she still looks like a nice looking woman. And she's on the run. I guess she's in Mexico, because I believe that's what we're going to get to that in a bit. But essentially, her whole thing is she's supposed to go and follow these different people. And Annalise is paranoid. She's a lawyer. She has so much stuff going on in her life, just with all the killings and everything else. You want Annalise to just trust these random people, especially when Xavier is still out there in the sense of having power and having clout, and especially maybe in this particular country. I didn't catch what country it is. Sorry about that. But Annalise is there. We don't see much of her. We kind of get general flashbacks, but we don't see much of her. The main focal point was what happened to Asher. Who killed Asher? I'm sorry. I liked Asher for 2.5 seconds, and so that's not nearly enough for me to have these last episodes dedicated towards who killed Asher. What I would like better is let's wrap this up in the next episode so that afterwards we can go and focus on what really matters, is how are we going to get Annalise to officially get away with a murder she did not commit. That's the thing. Right now, the feds want Annalise. They want to take her down. They want Annalise, and so they're using Connor and Michaela to do it. It's sick. It is sick. And Michaela is so desperate. Bonnie reached out, tried to go talk to Michaela, but Michaela reached out to her father because she knew she was going to need juice. And as soon as she reached out to her father, it made me think, what if Michaela knows that her father has so much power that not only could he make this go away, that maybe she could eventually flip on him when the time is right? Because Michaela isn't dumb. And I feel like Michaela, when she attaches to someone, she attaches. And no matter how much she despises Annalise at the moment, I don't think that this whole plan of getting her and Connor to flip, because remember, Connor has, at least his father or fathers are well off to do money-wise. And then there's a mom. The mom was a trip. The mom going and borderline cursing out Oliver because when she was like, be a man, I said, oh, that whole be a man felt a little different. That didn't sound like you just need to buck up, because I definitely was here for someone telling Oliver to get a grip. I was here for that. I feel like they wrote that in because we always yell at Oliver, like, get it together. But I didn't like it coming from her because it felt a little different. It felt a little off, felt a little wrong. So then when Oliver goes and says, yes, I did it. Yes, Oliver did hit Asher in the back of the head, blood spatter, possibly concussion. But as far as everyone knows, that's not what killed him. That's not, at least for now, looks like what could kill him. The reason why Connor and Michaela even got arrested and it's kind of sticking is because of the fact that their fingerprints were on the poker stick. Now this is like a fire prong poker stick that you use to stoke the wood in a when you have a fire going, and they did touch that because they did do the whole thing of hit the pillow, release, woosah, when Annalise had them do that when she came back from rehab. Yeah. Now the problem is Oliver he had gloves on when he used it to hit Asher. And because of that, now why he had gloves on, I forgot. They were high. Because of that, his fingerprints are not there. Long story short, he gets released. He gets representation. I believe it was Bonnie who ends up representing him, and he does get released. Michaela and Connor, on the other hand, not so much. Even with Connor trying to go and do the whole panic attack, I said, I'm someone, anxiety, blood pressure can go up and down. So, yeah, I can do the same thing to mess up my vitals and aggravate a panic attack. If I breathe, and I had asthma before, so it's very easy for me to go and then start. That's easy. That's easy. I can make myself sick like that. So I'm looking at Connor like, even if because Connor's a mess. He's emotionally a mess. People think he's the strong one, but no, it's Michaela. Connor emotionally is a mess. He's a wreck. And I said, whether it was real or not, it didn't work. Because he was trying to do the whole thing of gain time by getting out there, going into the hospital, get his bearings. Didn't work. So then they hatched this plan. And when I say they, I mean they're going to take the deal. The deal is, we know that Rebecca, remember Rebecca? What's his Rebecca? Rebecca being killed. Bonnie did that. Michaela's ex, Caleb. Ooh, that was a mess. That was a mess. Denver being killed. Then we had, what was it? The other DA? Because remember, there's more than one. This show's a mess. It was so many people. Remember Asher killed some. It's like everyone killing except for Annalise. So basically everyone that died, Annalise didn't kill any of them, but she helped hide it in some way, shape, or fashion. And now she's trying to be blamed. They're trying to pin everything on her. And they want Connor and Michaela to essentially plead that, yes, it was all Annalise, so that they can get out maybe in a couple of years out of jail. Originally it was supposed to be 5 years, but Michaela and Connor negotiated a deal where I think it was like no prison time. Michaela and Connor, they're thinking, they are very smart, and they both, like I said, they negotiated the same deal for each other, so they had each other's back, which was cool. While all that was happening, again, we were seeing where Asher was going. After Asher had to escape from being attacked at the house, then he went to Bonnie. He talked to Bonnie, but Asher, he's an informant. So he's been, Bonnie is smart. And I believe she also got a heads up. But she realized something's not right here. Asher was asking specific questions that he shouldn't have been asking. So she kept it very light, very generic, nothing that could be used. And Frank came over. So Frank took Asher home, even took Asher into his room, even gave Asher a hug. And Asher was trying to, again, lead Frank into saying how, you know, all the things that you've done in the past, you're still a good person. It's just tea, y'all. You're still good. Oh, I was supposed to take the tea bag out. Anyway, soursop. Now, Frank isn't dumb. He knows. He already knows that Asher is most likely the informant, which would explain why he was attacked in the first place, even though no one was coming after him, left him alone. Left him alone, at least for now. He even leaves, or at least we don't see him anymore. Asher, he gets upset when he realizes, oh, the audio didn't record correctly. I mean, there was nothing that could be used from the audio. So he throws the phone. It shatters, the glass shatters, which now means that he can't call the agent. So he goes over to Gabe's and says, hey, can I use your phone? What? I'll give you $64,000. Of course, Gabe took the money. Gabe needs the money. Remember, Asher won the money when it came to Annalise's school project thing. So that's where that check came from, the $64,000. So Gabe still has the check. It's a mess one by one, people finding out that Asher is dead because Bonnie had to be told. Frank had to be Everyone still kind of feels like maybe Frank did it. Even Bonnie asked, Frank, did you do it? I mean, it's been a mess. Bonnie talking to Nate because Nate wanted to talk to her, and Bonnie was like, stop acting like you're a good person. Stop trying to pin this on other people. You are not a good person. If you were a good person, you would tell them about Ron, about you killing Ron. And yes, I did the wrong thing that night because I believed in you, someone who I thought I could trust, someone who I thought who was above this stuff, versus him. And I made the wrong choice. So I'm glad. Oh, Nate's been so unlikable. While we have that, I was like, ugh. So then now Frank goes to try and talk to Nate, and Nate was just like, no, you can't trust it. I said, we can't trust you either. You were about to snitch on Annalise too anyway, multiple times. Don't act like that wasn't the actual case. So now we don't like Frank. Nate, when Bonnie goes and talks to Tegan, this is when, if Tegan finds out that Annalise is gone, this is when Tegan lets it be known that, yes, I was the one who helped Laurel escape because she was going to go and run to her family and tell her that I was the mole. Woo! Laurel is trash. That girl is trash. I've said it before, I'll say it 1,000 times. Hey there, hate the character. Anyway, now that comes into play because Bonnie tells Frank that. So now Frank has to go and meet Tegan. I said, oh, Tegan, do we have the same car? Okay. Probably not. But I think so. Anyway, Tegan was just like, hey, I have my pepper spray. At the end of the day, Annalise left. I didn't help Annalise. I would have helped her, but she abandoned me too. And all of you running around doing all this mess, yes, I did what I had to do, but I can't trust her. I can't trust y'all. So you need to get up out of my face. And she's right. At the end of the day, everyone is watching out for self. No matter how much they like each other, everyone's watching out for self. So for people to kind of create this energy of, oh my gosh, how could you? You would do the same thing. You would do the same thing. We watch you do the same thing. But it's different because it's them. It's not you. Now, I mean, it's you. It's not them. Anyway, before Michaela and Connor actually signed, Michaela's asking her father, what do you think? Once they saw all of the other people, he didn't even ask, did she do it or not? He knows better. She's been rolling around with Annalise. He already knows. And he was just like, you need to take the deal. I would take the deal. He doesn't like Annalise. Of course he would take the deal to go and pin everything on her. Are you kidding me? As well as, Oliver. Connor's like, look, I wasn't the one who was just going and killing these people. And he was like, right, you're a good person. No, I'm not a good person. Yeah, but I was like, oh my gosh, Oliver, shut up. This is the whiny Oliver that I did not like. But both Michaela and Connor signed, which meant that maybe I need to keep my hair wrapped. That's the only way I don't touch my hair. Or really my face. Interesting. Anyway, that's the only way that Connor... I forgot what I was going to say. Sorry. They go, and that court case was crazy though. Originally, that court case was crazy when they were originally trying to get bail and new evidence was put out there. I said, oh, we're doing too much. We're doing too much. It's like, oh yes, there was this call from Asher saying he needs help. He needs help because, well, he didn't really deliberate, but he did say he was in danger. So that was more than enough. More than enough. More than enough. Anyway. Michaela's father, I already knew couldn't be trusted. He was doing a little bit too much for her. Remember, he's the one who helped Annalise disappear, which means that at any moment, he could help Annalise reappear. And I should have known that's the real reason why he helped Annalise, just so that he can pull the wool. So now, while Annalise is in transit and she's almost there at the getaway car, something stops her. And I thought, oh, maybe she realized that this is a trap and the Castillos, it could actually be them masquerading, because there were issues. It was the timing became off and she got nervous. But now I'm trying to think, should she have gotten in the car? Because they drove off. Moments later, the policia come and get her. They're like, Annalise Keaton, and then everything else is in another language. And she just has this look of, but it almost makes you wonder, was that the better alternative? And is it more so her issue of, should she really be running away? Because remember, Annalise, at the core of her, she wants to help. She's a helper. She's a nurturer. So with everything that's transpired, it made me think, maybe Annalise isn't going to run, because then it would leave all of these people behind. And that's really not her. So let me know what you think. We know Michaela's dad was the reason why Annalise got caught. They're going to do this whole who killed Asher thing, even though I don't care who killed Asher. And that's that on that. Even though the next episode looked like it was going to be like a regular episode of How to Get Away with Murder, not we only have a couple episodes left. Odd. Check out my reactions. I've been doing a lot of reactions, even though I don't get paid for those. It doesn't matter. I've been having a lot of fun. So check those out. Please like, comment, subscribe, come back, because show's almost done, so I'm going nowhere.